Ignoring unresolved family issues can be destructive to your life, and I'm going to break down for you 3 reasons why. But first, let's talk about what I mean by unresolved family issues. So many people carry challenges that they had from their childhood, whether that is dynamics from their mother or their father to dynamics with their siblings, that you actually carry with you up to present day without even realizing it. All of the influences that you had, how you were loved, cared for, nurtured, the stories that you were told, the beliefs that you were given, how they modeled and shaped reality for you, all make an influence on the version of yourself that you are today. Now, if you find yourself in life where you are struggling with an area of your life, maybe it's your health or success or money or relationships, or you find that no matter what, the same patterns in your life keep repeating no matter what you do, those are some of the biggest signs that there are unresolved family issues that are impacting your sense of yourself and how you see the world around you. So let's start with the first reason why ignoring unresolved family issues can be destructive to your life, and the first is subconscious influence. The subconscious part of our brain is that 3-year-old version of ourselves that took in all of those earlier influences when we were children, and particularly latched on to the times where we didn't get the love or attention that we needed, when we were punished, where we were taught to feel fear, where we were given stressful situations that we didn't know how to cope with, where we were taught negative beliefs about ourselves or built a negative imprint of how we see ourselves when we look at ourselves in the mirror. Our subconscious is a fear-based part of our brain, so it stores all of the negative things, like the negative self-talk that you say to yourself every day. It leads to patterns of self-sabotage, avoiding success, being caught up in fear, following negative toxic patterns that you experienced in childhood. And a lot of times your subconscious influences your decisions and actions without even knowing it. So when you have unresolved family issues that have impacted your emotional well-being, your mental well-being, your confidence, the way you cope with the world, whatever patterns or behaviors you take that are self-destructive to you being able to get to happiness, the next level of success that you want, it is your subconscious talking. It is the thing that is teaching you what is actually real and true, and it's purely based on an earlier version of yourself in your life. By ignoring unresolved family issues, you actually allow them to influence your day-to-day life in negative ways, because you're not actually connecting the things that are getting in your way right now to the root cause behind them. And the root cause for all of the reasons why you can feel stuck in life, more often than not, will trace back to earlier unresolved family issues that you had growing up. Number 2, emotional baggage. Unresolved issues often manifest as emotional baggage that you carry into every aspect of your life, from your relationships to your career. This baggage weighs you down, literally, in every single way. It leads to anxiety, depression, unfulfillment. And when you forget to address these issues, your energy is constantly being drained by unresolved emotional conflicts. When you actually think about the weight of the world that you carry around with you every day, I'm talking about the memories that you have on repeat. I'm talking about the things that play over and over again in your mind, the patterns that you can't seem to shake, feeling stuck in certain areas of your life, those times in your life where you say, why does this keep happening to me? All of that emotional baggage that you're carrying with you had a point of origin. It had a point where you were taught to feel a certain way, to react to the world a certain way. The negative emotional states that we carry are oftentimes related to previous earlier triggers of what we experienced in childhood. When we were taught to experience fear, when we learned to not have a healthy response to stress, or we were taught to take on an insecurity or a limiting belief, or what we were capable of, or what we were told that we weren't capable of. All of those things pile on more and more over time. And when you think about the fact that you spend the first 18 years on average of your life with a lot of these earlier childhood influences, it shapes a significant part of your personality. So any maladaptive emotions that are getting in your way, the negative heavy emotions that you're holding on to, a lot of times we can trace that root cause back to something that is unresolved that you dealt with growing up as a child with your family. So if you find yourself trying to navigate through the world with heavy emotions that you're carrying with you every day, we have to go further back and recognize, where did this start? Because if we know where this starts, we understand better how to fix it. Number 3, stunted personal growth. It is really difficult to grow in life if you find yourself getting caught up in unresolved issues that you faced years, if not decades ago. And look, personal growth, it requires confronting really difficult truths about yourself. Yes, you were modeled and influenced to think and feel a certain way, but ultimately what you built is a truth about your identity, of why you're stuck, of what you can't or cannot do, of how certain opportunities seem to work well or you seem to thrive in certain areas of life and struggle in others. Having unresolved family issues stunts you because it has taught you of who you think you are, but it's really just based on someone else's definition of you. When you can confront difficult truths about your past, it's so much easier than ignoring family issues so you don't miss out on opportunity to grow beyond your circumstances. And you can get past old patterns that prevent you from evolving the person that you're meant to become. That means facing these issues head on to break free from any limitations from the past. And above all, the reason why unresolved family issues can be so destructive is that oftentimes if we really listen to the stuck stories that we tell ourselves, it's going to sound something like this. Well, my father treated me this way. My mom raised me this way. When I experienced this is the dynamic I had with my parents. This is the dynamic that I had with my siblings. And we will tell ourselves these stories of the past that actually feel set in stone because this happened and this person treated us this way or said this to us. It built a belief and a story within our own mind, and that's it. And that's our fate. And then history just keeps repeating ourselves. But the reality is that we have so much control, not only over our past and future, but we have so much control over how we look at our past. Resolving family issues, it doesn't necessarily mean you communicate with people in your family. It doesn't mean you ignore the family issues or suppress them. But it means moving on with your life by moving through those issues and understanding what can you learn from it. How are those issues the root causes of issues that you face today? How is that triggering the way you perceive yourself, your reality, how you show up in work and relationships, your current state of health that you have physically and emotionally? When you can actually see and trace the origins of why you are who you are today and the reasons why you are that version, then you can understand what's causing it, where does it start from, how did it build that personality and the way you live your life today, but most importantly, what can you change? Because a lot of times you're going to realize that who you are today that you don't like or want to change actually was never yours to begin with. So it's an opportunity for you to really look at the mirror and say, what are the things that I've been afraid to confront and how is this impacting my life? And now taking a stand for yourself and understanding what are you willing to do about it? And I'd love to hear from you. In watching this, what family issues is this bringing to the surface? And how is that impacting your life today if you take a quick second to connect the dots? Seeing how everything is interconnected is one of the first things that you can do to really restore a sense of personal power, that you can change who you are, how you see yourself, what's possible, and what you can create in this next chapter of your life. I so look forward to hearing from you and also bringing this to light on how putting family issues in a suitcase isn't going to fix anything for anybody. We got to open the suitcase up and see what's inside and then figure out how we can heal from it, empty it, and give yourself a clean emotional slate. I'm Jenna Hanna, and thanks for being on the journey with me. Can't wait to see where the journey takes you next. Thanks for joining me today. If this video resonated with you, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you can get my latest episodes on how to build a powerful new beginning in your life. This is a place where we have honest conversations. We look to the root cause of what's really holding you back and also to help show you what's really possible for you. What's that version of you that's been screaming to break free? I'm Jenna Hanna. Thanks for being on the journey with me, and let's see what kind of magic we can create together.